But our next guest, Veronica Mackey, Christian author. Veronica Mackey has spent many years honing her ability to hear from God. As a veteran journalist, her listening skills have deepened connections with people seeking a sounding board to discover their spiritual purpose. Okay? That's a little bit about Veronica. And she's here to talk about her new ebook. Her new ebook is September. Hold on, let me get it right here now. Excuse me. And so, one of it starts 30 days in September. There you go. How to Master Life's Test. And I say September because there's a special meeting in September, and she's going to explain that. I didn't realize that until I started reading her blog, how important and how strong September is to all of our lives. Okay? So let's welcome to the show, Veronica Mackey. Hi, Veronica.
Hello?
Is that you? Hey.
Yes. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Hollis.
Yes, I apologize for messing up the September thing. I was trying to be this big, smart thing, and all of a sudden I screwed it up. So I apologize for all of that, but I will make it work.
Okay.
Like I said,
No
I see
problem.
2424. Do you have another person called in from where you're at? Because I have
no,
2424 numbers. Okay, so that's really strange. Okay, well, that's all right.
Okay.
We'll leave that alone. Introduce yourself and then talk about your new ebook, okay? And then we're going to talk a little bit about more how strong and how important September is to our lives. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm a writer. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm really passionate about helping people reach their potential, and much of my writing and promotional work is centered around that. I'm also a student of adversity, which is why I wrote the book. 30 Days in September is basically a personal plea to honor the feedback that life throws at you so that you can make better choices. It's about paying attention to God's often missed clues and looking for opportunities which come sometimes disguised as problems. It's written as a 30-day journal and a lesson for each day of the month.
And you said September. I was reading a little bit before. You said September is a special month for us as humans. So go ahead and share that a little bit, because I think a lot of people don't know that, how strong September is.
Okay, sure. Well, it's the 9th month on the Gentile calendar. The number 9 is symbolic of manifestation, and it takes 9 months, as you know, to give birth, and also spiritual rebirth. And September is connected to learning. It's the month that we typically go back to school. So 30 days in September is a metaphor for a period of intense spiritual learning. Historically, September has brought some pretty painful lessons. World War II began and ended in September. It's the month of the Holocaust, the U.S. terrorist attacks, and Hurricane Katrina. The Jewish culture confirms that this is a special month as well. The Jewish calendar begins with Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year, and it usually falls in September. And also the Yom Kippur, which is the Jewish Day of Atonement, which is the most important Jewish holy day. So it's a day of forgiveness and new beginnings. So also September is the month that some Bible scholars have predicted was actually the month of Jesus' birth. We don't really get too much into that in the book. But, just so you know, the question that I pose is Jesus born in you? That's really the question. Right. So, this is some background. This is a very special, significant month. If you study it, you'll be surprised and amazed at some things you'll find.
Yeah. I didn't realize a lot of stuff about September that you said, so that's very interesting. I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, so let me get back to some questions here. Why did you write this ebook, and who should buy it? Okay, because I know we've got some strong statements. You got to have a little journal for each day. So who's your market? Who's this going to? Who you want to buy the book?
I wrote the book because I wrote it during the time in my life when I felt stuck. I kept trying to figure out why I kept getting the same results, why I was not getting anywhere financially, why my social life was stagnant. And I realized that no matter what I did, I just kept getting the same results. And I just began to journal. I began to ask God questions, and he just began to answer. And then the next thing I knew, I had a book. So basically, it's for anybody who feels that they're not getting the results that they want, and they can't figure out why they're like going around that same mountain again and again. You swore the last time this would be it, and yet here you are, doing the same things and getting the same results. So life is a series of tests, and most people aren't aware that they are being tested, so they fail again and again. They're unprepared, so they don't have the presence of mind to be proactive about changing. So this book is just simply to try to make people more aware that they are being tested, and so that they can pass more to test.
Veronica, because they listen to the show, listen to what you're saying, you got them kind of motivated, and you got listeners out there who probably are stuck. They're trying a new business or they're trying a new relationship, something like that, and like you said, they're just flatline there. So what should we do starting tomorrow? What should give Hollis just a little tip? I want people to buy your book. I want people to go to your website and check it out. Give Hollis a couple tips of what should I do tomorrow to try to stay and just get up there. Go to the next thing. I'm tired of being at this level. I'm tired of being at this point in my life. I want to get a better relationship. I want to have make more money. I want to have things for my kids.
Right.
What should I do starting tomorrow? What should I do?
Well, there are some external things that you can do right away. You can start writing in a journal. You could create a vision board, which would kind of give you an outline of, where you want to go, where you can see pictures, cut out pictures that symbolize the things that you want, so that you can have once you see it and it becomes visual, it becomes more tangible. And also ask yourself questions. Am I happy? Am I at peace? Is my life better now than it was last year? Am I enjoying my relationships? And these are questions that you just have to answer yourself. But to me, writing helps a lot, because once you get things on paper, they're easier to look at, and you can go back and refer to them and, do things like that. So those are the things action steps I think people can take right away to just try to get them thinking. You have to look at your life. You can't just let it go by. You really need to document it.
Yeah,
Hello?
That's true. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah, I think comes with that is look at your life as be honest too. Don't be afraid to get the truth. You may be going along and you sit there and pretending to yourself, oh, everything's okay, everything's okay. Actually, it is not. So you got to look in your mirror. You got to sit there and accept the fact that, hey, you're not doing the right thing. You can't expect something different doing the same thing. You got to expand your box. You got to step out. Exactly. You got to step out of that box, get out of your comfort zone a little bit, and then maybe something will happen. Take on more responsibility. I've done certain things in my life where I took on more responsibility in doing certain things, and all of a sudden I'm getting more calls. All of a sudden I'm getting looked at a different way because people see me as being a little bit more responsible, a little bit more taking more chances. And all of a sudden now, boom, I'm attracting people that, oh, wow, yeah, you walked by me for years and never said a word. Now all of a sudden they're calling me up, asking me questions. That's so cool.
Right.
So is that true? Cool. Is that something you got to do maybe? Is that right? You just kind of step out of the box a little bit?
Yes, it's very scary, but you have to do it. You must. Your survival depends not on your survival. Your success really depends on that. You've got to do it. There's just no way getting around it. So that's what all the journaling and everything that gives you the courage to do that. To step out.
On your blog, you say it says you're passionate for everybody, seeing everybody fulfill their calling and live a productive life. Okay, so that's your passion. That's what you feel good about yourself. Okay, now how do you attract somebody how do you attract the people who are looking to be fulfilled? Because again, you may, because of your openness, because you got a great heart and a big heart, you may attract people who just want to use you. Okay, so how do you put up that wall or put up the thing where, hey, you're serious about people who want to go the next level, who wants to do productive lives? So how do you set it up where people just don't go in there and try to use you in your good heart?
Wow. Well, I would say...
I just thought about that, too, right on the spot, so sorry about that.
That's a good question, because that is something I've run into quite a bit. And what I've learned to do, there's a chapter in my book where I talk about setting up rules and boundaries for your life. And you really have to do that. Like when it comes to loaning money, make sure that you don't loan more than you can afford to get back. that you can afford to lose, rather. And there's certain, everyone needs to have certain rules that they just set up for their lives. So they, because people will play on your sympathy and they will use you. And if you're soft-hearted, you will go down. So I would just say setting up little boundaries in your life and making sure that you keep them up. And then watching people. Like if they say that they need your help and you help them or you offer to help them, are they taking your advice? Are they doing what you suggested they do? Or they just want to, some people just want to drain you, or they just want to talk. They don't want to change. So you have to really pay attention to them and, see, are they following up? Are they, are they trying to do anything on their own, or are they just trying to look to you for everything? And then learning to say no, just,
Hey,
it's a
Veronica,
big deal.
that's such a good point.
That's a little word with a big deal.
That was just a great point about people want to drain you. I was just talking to an associate last night, and we're both kind of going through that situation where this common associate of ours, we just think he's just draining. He just wants to, he'll ask questions and that, and really never materialize. He never kind of goes to the next step. Mm-hmm. When do we get to the point where we say we got to let this person go? It's hard, good-hearted person, but he's just draining you to the point where it's like it's really exhausting. So when do you get to the point where you do just say, hey, we just got to cut the ties here before it gets real bad? When do you get to that point?
Oh, wow. When it's really bothering you, when you can feel that in your heart, you can feel it when it's, it's just so, like you can't go beyond this. There's this burden on your heart, and when it's there and it won't go away, and that's when, to me, that's the breaking point. I'm like, okay, something needs to change, and I've had to do that, and it's been very painful because I've watched people in my life that I really, really love, and I just had to say goodbye. Yeah. And it hurts, but you have to do it,
Yeah, that is true.
It's choice. You just have to make a choice, and what I found too is usually when that has happened, the people they've just kind of drifted out of my life. It hasn't been a thing where I've had to say, okay, I don't ever want to see you again. They just kind of left. They just vanished. So,
for listeners out there, you really got to soul search, and you really got to sit there and say, what is the best for this whole thing here? I mean, because again, this person who's probably a negative vibe anyway, okay? Because you're all about passion, you're all being productive, so this person's all about negative vibes anyway, So you got to get to the point where you say, okay, we need positive stuff in our life to make our change in our lives. So we got to get to the point where we got to say, we're going to take a beating, we're probably going to get yelled at and get mad at, but in the long run, this is going to work for us better. So people listening out there, you got to sit down there and reevaluate that and say, hey, this is going to be for the best. Do it best as you possibly can, very diplomatic, but say, hey, this is not working out. Because, again, if you wait too long, and probably get real nasty. And all of a sudden now you may say something you don't want that you regret saying and whatever. Yeah. This way, I think if you see it quick enough, you can walk away and go, okay, I don't feel too bad about breaking that up. You know what I mean? Does that sound right?
That sounds absolutely right. Absolutely right. You really have to. And sometimes you visualize in your mind that it's going to be this big, big talk. Sometimes it's just a few words, and that's it, So I think sometimes we build it up so big, like it's going to be so hard, and I would just pray about it. That'll make things a whole lot better. It'll make things smoother. You may still have to have that talk, but it may not necessarily doesn't have to be that great big thing that you're fearing.
Outstanding. Hey everybody, we're listening to Veronica Mackey. Her new book, 30 Days in September. Okay, it's a How to Master Life test. She's journaled 30 days in September. It's a great, powerful month. Follow up with her. Get the book. Get the e-book. The e-book is on Kindle and Nook and everything like that. It's a great way to help you make the move next month and make the move in the future to step out of that box. So order her book. It's a great, great book. Veronica, before we go on, we want to ask you one more question before we go on break here.
Okay.
The question I want to ask you is, aha moment can be simple as turning on the light. Okay? Now, you mentioned that. Yeah, you mentioned that. It seems so simple. It seems so easy. It seems like it's not going to work. But you mentioned and say, hey, it could be that easy, that aha moment in our lives. In Hollis, you could be going around and doing things, and you're just hitting your head on the wall. All of a sudden, boom. So why is it important for us to see that it could be that simple?
Oh, boy. Okay, well, let me give an example. I hope this is answering your question. I was at the supermarket one time. It was right near the holidays, and so I'm excited. I'm thinking about all these gifts I'm going to buy, and then it just hit me right there in the middle of the produce aisle that I'd made a major mistake in my budget earlier that day. I don't know why, that happened at that particular moment. And I realized that what I was planning to do, I was not going to be able to do, like I wanted to, because I had to pay this big bill. And I just became very, very sad. And then I just felt the Lord telling me that what I was experiencing was a feeling. It was a reaction to a thought. It was not necessarily the truth. It did not necessarily mean that I would not receive any more money and I wouldn't be able to buy the gifts. You know how we just go on and on and on like that in our head. It was just a feeling. And that just brought me such freedom. That was my aha moment at that time. I think it was the great late writer Eric Butterworth. I don't know if have you heard this book called Spiritual Economics?
I think I have. Yes, I have.
Yeah, well, he has a line in there that says a need has no built-in limitations, and I think that's so true. It's just a need. It doesn't mean, that you're just limited. It just means that the need needs to be filled. So that was an aha moment for me, because I was able to distinguish between feelings and truth, between emotional reaction to a thought and what's actually possible for me to have.
Very good. Hey, thanks for sharing that. We're listening to Veronica Mackey, her new book, 30 Days in September. Great month of September. It's a powerful month in September. Check it out. Veronica, we'll take a minute break and be right back with you. Okay? Thank you.
All right.
Children today are leaving organized sport at an alarming rate. 70% of youngsters between the ages of 8 to 12 years of age are hanging up their cleats. Fear of injury, like concussions, broken bones, that can dramatically alter their life's goals and expectations. Too much pressure placed upon them by parents, coaches, and peers. Burnout from playing or practicing sports far too often. Where do we as parents and coaches draw the line? We know that sports provides plenty of benefits, but too many coaches and parents take sports far too seriously, sucking the fun out of the game or trading it to win at all costs. You need to take a step back. Let them enjoy sports. Make sure they have a well-balanced schedule. Remember, they are kids that hold the key to the next generation of athletes and need to have had positive and healthy experiences from sports. They deserve to lead a normal life beyond the cheers of sport. I'm Dave Ferguson from BeyondTheCheers.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Hollis Chapman Show on Blog Talk Radio. We're here with our special guest. She's talking about how strong September is in our lives, and you should follow up with her because it's very, very interesting about this September. Her new book, 30 Days in September, awesome ebook. You can order it online at Amazon and Kindle. Awesome book. Veronica, I'm going to ask you this, okay? We got things written down. We got our vision board together. Okay, but life comes into play sometimes. But teach us right now. Give us a quick little tip on how do we stay the course to our dream.
You have to keep reminding yourself why you have the dream and the reasons for the dream, and then making sure that you have people in your life who can keep you accountable to it. That's a great way. You need to have people that you talk to and you'll be able to get with every now and then, say, how's that book going? How's that business going? Whatever it is that you're trying to do, and that just keeps you focused. I just double down, basically. Whatever I have set up in order to keep me accountable and keep me focused, I just dive into it again. And then sometimes it may be necessary to take a little break. I mean, not a long break, but, sometimes you have to just go see something new, take a quick vacation, or maybe just get away from it for, a week or so or whatever, and then come back refreshed. But it's important to just stay refreshed. And, when the feelings start to die down, if the enthusiasm starts to wane, that's a sign that you need to take some other kind of action for a while.
All right, you mentioned one thing that's really important, and it's probably people don't want to hear, but it's so important. When I was growing up and watching the world and watching people, we always see classes of people. The rich hung with the rich, the middle class hung with the middle class, the poor hung with poor, and you never kind of figured it out. You just kind of thought everybody was snobby, stuff like that. But you know what? As you get older, as you do your own business, it makes sense to hang out who you want to be like. So now you understand why the rich people hung out with rich people, because one thing, they're creative, they're positive, they're doing this, they're innovative, this and this and this. And when you start with your dreams, you may have to sit there and walk away for some friends who may not be in the same dream area you are. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it may not work because you may be dreaming and they may be pulling you down. You maybe want to get something started and they may just want to hang and go to the bar, stuff like
Right.
that. So isn't that important where you want to hang out to who you want to be like or be with, right? Am I correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
you never really, when you grew up, you never really understood it. You thought they were just being snobbish. But no, it just won't where they are where they are because of the positive aspects. We do hang out. Our world is so negative in a way. We got so many things happening bad in our world. So important to probably be around people who are positive, who are innovative, who are creative, and that can probably help you materialize your dream. That makes sense, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you have to be in the right kind of environment. When you're planting a seed, you want corn, you've got to plant corn, right?
Yeah.
You plant some other kind of seed, you're not going to get the result that you want. And you have to be in that kind of environment that's going to support your dream coming true. That's the only way it's going to happen. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Very good. All right. Okay. Take it off your blog, and it says, it's not personal, it's God. Get on with your master plan. So go ahead and talk about why you said that in your blog. Go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, well, when life tests us, we need to remember that it's part of a bigger plan to prepare us for what we want. God is not trying to pick on us. He's not trying to punish us. We just simply need correction. If you get a splinter in your finger, you need to get it out. It may be painful, but you still need to get it out. It doesn't matter if you're a so-called good person or a bad person. So you have to kind of take these tests as impersonal. In a sense, it's just life trying to show you what you need to get to where you need to go. You can sit and whine and you can cry and you can say it's unfair, but that's not going to get you where you need to go, So you just have to do what you have to look at it impersonally. How does this feel? I don't like it. I won't do it. This person doesn't love me. Well, now you know. You see? It's simple. So you just have to, like I said, don't take everything so personally. It's all a part of the plan. We only see the small part. We see the part that, when we're hurting or whatever. But there's another side to it. There's a reason for these things happening. And our job, my job and your job, is to find the reason. As David Biscott used to say, the late psychologist, you are the ant in charge of your anthill. What are you doing about it?
Very good. Veronica, before we get to the final comment, I'd like you to sit there and tell everybody how they can get your ebook. So what's the website we should go to get your ebook, please? My
website is 30 September, 30DAY September.com. They can also email me at 30daysbook, 30daysbook@gmail.com. It's also available on Amazon.
Very good. Veronica, I know you have a plan. I know you follow your dreams, you follow your heart, you follow what God's got for you. Real quickly, what's on your business bucket list? Give us a couple of things that's on your bucket list, business-wise.
Wow, so much. Well, I have 2 more books that I've actually written before, which I'm planning to revise and republish. One is called How to Be Gainfully Unemployed and How to Afford Yourself. I also want to build my entrepreneurial network and take it international. I want to invest in real estate and help single moms become homeowners. I want to be a philanthropist. I'm not sure exactly what that focus will be. And I want to go on speaking tours and just inspire people to reach their God-given potential, either through my books or through my networking organization. I just like to see everybody happy, basically. And if there's any way I can assist, then I just want to do that.
Very good. Hey, Veronica, we thank you for sharing that. Thank you for coming on. And I can feel the passion in your heart for helping one person at a time and help your community, help your neighborhood, help your city, and help your country. That's great. And you're going international. I know you will be there. So we will talk to you after this show because we do a little something extra for the guests. But thank you so much for sharing with us, and we'll talk to you real soon, okay?
All right. Thank you, Hollis.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.